our solution VRX zMigTSS, which automatically migrates security profile definitions from top secret to RACF. So actually both top secret and RACF are architecturally different. So it is not easy to just like to migrate and security profile definitions from top secret to RACF. So it has a different architectural fundamental architectural difference between both the products. So in top secret, we'll have the basic security definition in terms of access identifier, which is nothing but assets. So it is of 7 different types of assets, which is functional as well as organizational assets. So the functional assets, which is nothing but any individual users or administrators or any other superior authority profiles, which can have an user assets along with some kind of an authorities, and there will be a group, and the users and group of users can able to have some kind of an accessibility to the resources across the system. That's nothing but profile. So these categorized as functional, whereas the organizational assets are department, division, zone, and so those aspects are of organizational, actually, which classifies and hierarchy at an organizational level. And so these 7 profile definitions altogether is going to describe any users and the group of users with different types of an access privileges, which is set. And system-wise datasets are having a separate dataset protection and other resources under resource protection. So this is the class. This is how the top secret is defined. Whereas RACF, the users, group, and dataset and resource profile. So any individual users can be tied up with a group, and of course the group of users together with a similar nature of the work may be classified under the group, and the datasets of across the system protected with the dataset profiles and the resource profile. So RACF, the security definitions in terms of profiles, which is of 4 categories, and top secret security profile definitions in terms of access identifier, which is of 7 different types, along with dataset protection protection definitions as well as resource protection definitions. So it's not so easy to go for a migration. So there is a huge challenges when you wanted to automatically migrate these security definitions, because it is scattered. It cannot equate 1:1 comparison. So this is not comparable with one-on-one. So actually there has been huge the rules or manual moves has been required to go and make some equivalence definitions, and also we need to have a proper the comparison along with the other subsystem like CICS, DB2, and IMS. So there is a huge challenge in doing automated migrations. So these challenges we are addressing in our automated solutions. So we have an automated REXX utility, which basically does automatic data extraction. So there is a data collectors which will collect all the definitions across your top secret, and our equivalence rule mapping and the transformation logic will be defined as to prepare the equivalence of the RACF definitions, and this is how the architecture is defined. And let me quickly deep dive into the demo. So this is our collector program. Okay, so it completely collects your top secret related details across all the access identifier which is defined, and of course from here we are also invoking our mapping rules, which will converse the equivalence of TSS commands to the RACF commands. So this is our collector program. So if I wanted to execute this in turn is going to have other outputs which is prepared. Let us quickly see that, and let me also go to yes. So there are few extractions which it has pulled, and it is giving you extraction of what is defined in our top secret right, database. So all these profile definitions have been defined, which in turn is getting into deep diving into our own record level functionalities, and we are trying to convert that into the RACF equivalence. Let me just have a look into the quick. So here is our output of this thing. So actually our security definitions contains 23,000 on odd profiles, and which have been actually extracted the number of access identifiers which is defined across the top secret, and wherein the equivalent RACF definitions, user profiles and group profiles would have been generated, and this also has an equivalence. These definitions have been validated with the help of your RACF setup as well. Let us quickly have a glance about this. So as per whatever the extraction we have made, our mapping and transformation rule engine prepares the equivalence of your RACF definitions, and all the definitions have been verified and validated and confirmed. Our DSN and resource profiles have been performed in a different rule logic. So users, group, as well as top data sets and resources have been performed in a different rule engine. So there is a different rules have been incorporated for all the profile definitions, and so we are making a conversion for general resource and dataset profile definitions. So this automated class definitions confirms the conversion, and yeah, let's see some of your datasets and datasets, as well as dataset profile definition, as well as your general resource profile definition as well. So this is actually predominantly on users and groups definitions, and there is a separate rule logic for dataset and general resource. So this is an careful attention have been made when transforming the dataset profile, whatever we extracted. So based on the number of profile definitions or characters, we have equated that into your generic dataset profiles and discrete with the help of RACF with a detailed understanding of the profile definitions, which is defined in top secret. So it is also verified and verified. So, and your resource definitions also have got different aspects of it, and we are through programmatically each and every command, what is defined, overall having an access, and each and everything we are directly programmatically accessing, figuring out the access details and trying to transform that into RACF profile definitions of RACF. So this resource definitions, the bunch of sample or the pilot the security definitions we are trying to programmatically transform, and so this was the REXX which is doing this transformation. So it is basically from TSS transaction like CICS transactions profile. So we are considering some samples and doing it. So this can be applied to the wholesome profile definitions later. This is how the security resource profile security definitions have been transformed with the help of your RACF. So this is your RACF commands as equal to the whatever we have extracted from your top secret.